Welcome back to another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your hut lineup decisions. Want to address something real quick for anyone that follows me on social media or on Twitter. I posted a cryptic tweet about how I've been blessed and I've loved creating content and I'm excited to announce what's next. I saw someone post in last episode under the assumption that I was hanging it up, no more content creation, and then I realized how dumb that tweet sounded and it wasn't as intended. I'm not going anywhere. Full-time creator, still making daily YouTube videos and streaming every single day. Come check out my morning recap streams going live at 10 a.m. Eastern and then again in the afternoon. That's not changing. However, what is changing is I'm adding something that will happen on Monday nights throughout December that I'm extremely excited to talk about. However, I can't release all of the details just yet. However, it is really fun, and I'm really excited, and I will talk about that. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I saw a comment in Who Should You Choose, and I just wanted to address that. Anyways, let's get into the video and the questions. We'll start at the top. Gretzky, Lemieux, Sundin, or move on from Gulli or Heiskanen and build Niedermeyer and Lindstrom. Gretzky, Lemieux, and Sundin, or move on from Gulli or Heiskanen and build Niedermeyer or Lindstrom. I mean, Gretzky, Lemieux, and Sundin is unbelievable. So I would definitely go with that combo over the second combo. There's so many defensemen that are good. A-Slaves, I need a new defender, and I want to make Hudson, but I also want to make Celebrini. Who should I make? Remember, guys, that we are going to have the next-gen event sets available for like 3 more weeks. It'll end not next Friday, not the following one, but the one after. So we've got, I believe, almost 3 weeks, right? So you can make them all. My real advice would be, I wish I would have mentioned this in my rankings video. Don't even rush out and make Barzal yet, guys. Just get all of the free things that you can from doing the objectives and moments. You don't need to rush. Those are, again, there for a while, so you've got some time. Well, you'll have to finish those before the timer of the objectives run out, but what I mean by that is wait until you see what the next event is before you burn everything to make Barzal. I'm very confident Barzal is going to be the best, and he's probably going to be better than every single MSP from this next event. But I have just wait. There's no harm in waiting an extra week. A-Slaves, I made Cutter as a Ducks fan so disappointed at his play and his stats. They killed me with Big Rig. Do you think it's worth making Barzal for free? If you have Eichel and Panarin, my centers, I have a lot in. Neuendijk, Brandon Moore, Forsberg, and Matthews. Like I said, man, Barzal, and from everyone, again, I don't have Barzal, so I can't attest from playing with it myself. Everyone in my community and every comment that I've seen describe it as base McDavid at launch of the game. Where if you use base McDavid, it was almost like he's going too fast and you had to like rein him in when he had the puck. And that was because the advantage compared to other players at the time was so high. Obviously, it's not as high anymore, but the Barzal feels very similar. So glowing endorsement. I have not heard one bad thing about Barzal's card. And when you combined the highest speed, excel, and agility in the game, it's just very hard to replicate that. So I would be stunned if they have a master set player in the next event. That's 87 overall. Okay, that's going to be better than that card. But again, you don't have to do it right away. I would wait and see what the next event is. A-Slaves, would you trade Celebrini and Kaprizov for Barzal? I wouldn't because I am a diehard Sharks fan. But, I mean, if you have Kaprizov, that means you already burned 2 of the 86s. God, you know what's funny? In a vacuum, yes. But in terms of value, no. It's probably better if you made another 86 overall MSP. Because you're just chalking. You've essentially, if you were trading Kaprizov, you're trading in 2 86s, right? So if you made two... I don't know. That's tough, man. That's tough. That's on you if you want to burn all of those resources that you've already burned. That's a sunk cost fallacy type thing. I used the random fantasy set player and got Anthony Cirelli. So maybe the EA gods are looking over me. This is my first time having a fantasy player. I don't know why they don't do this in other EA games. The fantasy event, I have said this since NHL 20. The best event. My man Nicholas, shout out to him. He is the one no longer with EA NHL. He was the one that made this event, and it is, like I said, the best event every year. And the reason is because it forces you to, it connects the real game to the video game that we play. And so few or so often does it not do that in any sports game. it has you watching teams and games that you normally wouldn't. And I just love it. I don't know how many times that I saw people that have no interest in the St. Louis Blues watching Parayko, right? And obviously he slowed down, but just as an example, I love that. And I don't know how they would do it in other games like Madden. I guess it could be like touchdowns. And I'm surprised that they don't, to be honest with you. Bonjour, man. I have a question and a big dilemma, as this is who should you choose? Would you recommend me chasing Barzal or Ovi's 86, my favorite, if I already have 87 Eichel, 87 Lemieux, and Gretzky, Stammer, McKinnon, Panarin, Draisaitl, and Couture? My center and right wing are stacked, as you can see, and I have Nylander, X Factor on the bench, and I was thinking about moving Lemieux on center and second line with Kuch and Panarin, and then Ovi and Barzal has to be in third. Fourth is McKinnon. I would consider Barzal first, of course, but I want Ovi since he's my favorite player. What do? I have 383s and 40 collectibles for Team of the Week. Thanks so much. This, again, is the ultimate debate, and the hardest part about Ultimate Team games is that we have this thing where we're not the best players in the world, and we're not even close for the most part, but we have this, need and FOMO of not having the best teams possible. So when you lose, you think, oh my God, I got to go and improve my team. And that's really the awesome formula of Ultimate Teams. You play rivals or you play online, you lose, I got to improve my team. And then the cycle continues over and over and over and over again. However, man, make Obi, and normally there will be a better Ovechkin cards that come out, maybe even Master Set items. However, with his injury, it's not guaranteed he's going to get another game breaker or another Team of the Week, obviously. So I would make Obi's card. Go and look if it's cheaper to buy him. But if you have 40 collectibles, I would just do it. And then move on from Panarin. Remember, all it cost you to make Panarin was your sanity, nothing else. So I've already moved. Panarin's already off my lineup because I have Zetterlund, who's a much worse player than Ovechkin, obviously less exciting. But Zetterlund's fantasy card, I'm a Sharks fan. Will Smith replaced Panarin, right? So just move on. Use your favorite players. I love using Will Smith because when I score them, it's just exciting. I have just enough fodder for one more next-gen card. Do you like your Will Smith, or should I go into the right-handed player? Or should I wait for another event? Thanks for all the help. Because these sets last for 3 weeks, wait, guys. Just wait. There's no harm in waiting here. That's the beauty of the sets lasting longer. Get all of the collectibles or players and whatnot that you can, so that when you make your decision, then you're good. But I personally loved Will Smith's card. But I would wait. Slaves, great content. Wondering who you would pick for the B&D players after getting X Factor McDavid. I feel like I should be taking Fox and Heiskanen, but with nobody getting upgraded, are they worth it? Lines for the reference. Okay, so I'm not even going to look at your lines. All right, this is a broader question that everyone's going to ask, and I don't think it matters in context. I would take Kucherov without a doubt. I don't care what your context is, how good your left-handed wingers on. 1,000% Kucherov. After that, I would go Nylander. Here's why. The upgrade, there is no rhyme or reason for their upgrades, right? And Fox and Heiskanen don't appear to be having otherworldly seasons. So there's no chance of them, or there is much less of a chance of them getting game breakers or Team of the Week items, right? That being said, Kucherov's probably winning Team of the Year. I'll do a Team of the Year prediction video, but I would be stunned if he isn't one of the choices, right? And because of that, people would be like, well, I could just go and get Panarin's Team of the Year card. You could, but if you have his B&D card, you could at least guarantee yourself always having the highest rated Kucherov card, and he'll get a boost when he gets Team of the Year, for example, right? Now, I guess there is no guarantee that he gets it, and same thing with Nylander. I just think that he has a higher chance. I mean, he's almost leading the league in goals. There's a higher chance of him getting rewarded more. There's no rhyme or reason. That's the problem. And they've released so many good defensemen, right? So many good defensemen. Slaves, I just had a question for you. I packed Milestone Gretzky. Don't know if I should keep or sell him. What do you think? Try him out. See if you have fun with him. I would sell. Hey, Slaves, longtime Hut player, been playing since NHL 13 religiously. Had to take a break the last few years due to life and having a toddler. Yo, congratulations. Come back to NHL 25, and every single game is just a battle of stopping the one-timers. I remember the days of people losing it over forehand backhand, but I at least felt there was skill needed to get breakaways or the opportunity to have the goalie one-on-one. I play now and feel I lose a lot of games due to luck. Lower skilled players just happen to get more lucky one-timers in than me. Is this something the community thinks as well, or am I just an older gamer unable to keep up with the kids down? Here is the major difference from when you decided to take a break, and this is a gaming industry issue. Back when I started creating content, back in my day, even let's say 2020, okay? We'll talk all the way up to COVID, okay? When you played online, Twitch was not a massive thing. And even really was YouTube in terms of the gaming, in terms of instructional gaming YouTube channels. A lot of the older sports game YouTube channels were pack openings or entertainment-based stuff, good stuff. Bacon Country was, Bones on Demand, like my homie Matt. They were entertainment-based, right? Or packs, really. So what happened was, right around when the Gaming World Championship became a thing, 2020, the reason why I say that is because I'll give you a perfect example. In NHL 19, I attended the Gaming World Championship in the regionals. I was a nobody. I literally went there as a guest to, try and get my way in, which I ended up doing. There was a player named Nuke. No one knew who he was. He was from Vancouver. He's from BC. And no one knew who he was, and he qualified for the Canadian regionals. And he was scoring. I remember playing him in the practice area before he went on to play in his actual matchup on Sportsnet at the actual Sportsnet studio. And he was scoring this goal low blocker side, which for everyone that played NHL back then, no one scored. You only scored high glove side. You basically cycle all the way around, and you would try to get that short side snipe upstairs, right? Like that had been the case. You come down the boards, cut into the middle, shoot upstairs. That had been a goal for, God, since I played online in NHL 07. But Nuke was scoring this goal the opposite way, and he wasn't going upstairs. He was going just over the blocker, and no one could stop it. And that was because no one knew about it, which sounds so crazy, right? When you come back now, the reason why it's so difficult to stop all of what goes in easily is because we're in the information era. NHL gaming or the gaming industry as a whole, especially sports games, it's just the cycle of what we do as humans. We find an interest in something. We become obsessed with it, especially in video games. We then need to learn the ultimate tactics to win every game, and then we forego what we actually enjoy doing to get the end result, what we want, and that's winning. Sports games suffers more than anything else when it comes to this, because the higher and higher you get in a division or a rank online in sports video games, the less and less it becomes the actual sport and more about the video game. So this year, for example, DDD one-timers, are the thing. The L2 glitch down the side. I'm not showing you guys that. Those are things that don't look like or aren't realistic. They don't happen at the same frequency, the DDD one-timers. I think they need to be nerfed more because they are a thing, but they should not go into the frequency that they are. It's a battle of constantly having to defend those because everyone uses my channel, how to score. I mean, if you watch my strategies video, it is literally 15 different ways to show you how to create a DDD one-timer in a more effective way, right? And that sucks, but that's what everyone wants to know, right? Like, that's just what, there's no glitches involved. That's just how you play. And, that's what's different now. Since 2020, more of the best players are streaming. You can go and watch Polgs, literally the reigning world champion, go and play his Hut Champs run. And you're learning things that you would never see because these guys are just absolute cyborgs, right? You can go look online on how these guys score and their settings that they're using, like Sapster, for example. Again, stuff that you can't really do because they're playing at a higher level than you, but now everyone in the player base is just a better player overall. The player base has never been as good as it is now, and it will never be as good as it is going forward as well, because we just live in an era where all the path of least resistance is the the information to have the path of least resistance is the most accessible it's ever been, and that is a benefit and a negative of the internet and content and TikTok and all sorts of stuff like that, just because that information is there. So this is what it is, right? No, there is no more of those. How the hell did that go in? What is this guy doing that no one else is? You rarely see that, because then once someone matches up with you, they're like, what is that? Then a creator gets a hold of it, or a pro player, they show you, and then that's it, right? Bonjour from Ottawa Sleeves. I just wanted to say that I don't get why people complain about the champs rewards. If you don't like the player, they just offer they offer just win 10 games and keep them until 84 85s are used in sets and get yourself a card you love. But that's just my thought. Thank you for all the amazing content you make. Take care. This is something I was just talking about on stream because everyone was giving me just the gears about getting to 9 wins and then stopping, because at 9 wins you get a pack or couple, and then 10 wins you don't get packs, but you get a guaranteed card, right? And I said I would just go for the card because I never trust EA's random gamble simulator to give me something of value. Can you earn a lot by just doing 9 wins, getting the packs, and selling the cards? Yes, absolutely. But do you have a much better, do you guarantee yourself a chance of something valuable by getting the 85 or whatever they are and then waiting until 85s are necessary? Someone in my chat today gave an argument that 85s are going for, I don't know, 40K, 30K. I'm giving you an example, 30K. Do you guys think that when Team of the Year comes out, okay, whenever it does in January at the beginning or whenever, right? And let's say 85s are usable in trade-in sets. Do you think that 85s are going to be 30,000 coins? We do this every year, guys. If you want to make 1,000,000 coins or unlimited, all you do is you find the overall that is not used in sets yet, so 84s, buy them for the same price as 83s and 82s, and then you wait. It's very boring. It's not fun. You're playing banker for a game that is going to last for a year and then reset. I hate doing that, but it is the smartest because eventually 84s will be used and then they skyrocket in price. This will happen literally the entire year. That is a formula that is tried and true, right? So unless they went the MLB route and reset everything back to launch and those cards aren't used in sets again, like there's no way for that to happen, right? So guaranteed, if you win 10 games, you are getting an 85 overall card that you could use in your lineup, right? That you can then, maybe you have a tradable card that you were trying out you don't like, and now you can throw him in and sell it for coins, right? Or you have a B and D card that you really don't like, and then you can use the untradeable Hut Champs card. Or in a couple months or a month or two, you need cards that are higher overall to trade in. And 85 is very valuable in NHL 25. Like when you consider that 79s are like the new 84s, right? Like it's just. I had this take. I understand why people go to 9 wins for the packs, and then you'll give me all the stupid math and explain why doing the packs is better than going with the 85. I don't care. I would rather just take the gambling out of it. It's safer, right? Yo, Sleeves, what's going on with the stamina in this game? Most of the one of the most game-breaking things for me is that both teams running around with everyone on the ice absolutely gassed. It doesn't seem to matter if guys have 80 or 85 stamina. Everyone is gassed. It was never a problem to this degree in past years. Pretty annoying to constantly have to stop rag play to form line changes. I don't know what hockey devs are watching, but this ain't hockey. We need a tune. God, I agree, man. The stamina really drags it out. Part of me thinks that it is the way it is because they want you to use all 4 lines, right? In prior years, like I remember my man Kesso, the co-host of my podcast from years ago, when he played Hut competitively, he would literally only make 3 lines, right? His 4th line would be whatever for synergies, and he would never use his 4th line, right? It would never come out because he would just rotate. He'd play the first line with a little bit of energy lost, right? And now you can't really do that, right? Because of that. It's really annoying. You compound that with, how easy it is after a couple of D2D one-timers to get a full pressure meter, and then that's it. It's unfortunate because they can't fix it now. Like there's some cards that have high 80s, low 90s endurance that are like the chase cards and things like that. And a lot of the MSPs got crushed and didn't get good endurance. And now, like if they jacked it up in other cards, it makes those ones worthless. So it sucks, man. I think that this all comes back to the content team and the people that make the content for this game are not playing it enough. No disrespect to them. I think that they just don't play the game enough to see the problems that we have, and it stinks. Also, I want to say, I understand going to work all day and then going home to then play what you work. totally understand that. The motivation is just brutal. For myself, I very rarely play video games at all off stream because it feels like work. So I do understand that from that aspect, but it just goes to show that, like, man, get somebody that's addicted. That's, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. Just get a someone who fits the bill professionally and is addicted to this game. Mike says, "Hey Slaves, thanks for all you do for the NHL game for the fans of NHL games. To put it in terms our community understands, you are the X Factor McDavid of content creators. I appreciate that, guys. And this year I feel like I'm not putting out great content. You know, I'm just yapping. Like, I've made more Who Should You Choose videos than ever, but I'm also enjoying just listening to your guys' comments. And I know that's not for everyone. And I've made less no money spent videos because I don't have the time, because I'm doing morning streams every single, like, Monday through Friday to go over the NHL recap. If you guys aren't there for those streams, those are my favorite. I don't play the game. 10 a.m. I go live for the first 2 hours, like all the way till noonish. I just watch the 5-minute recaps and we watch every game. And I'm having a blast doing that because, you got to pay attention to the actual sport, man. I feel too often we get so addicted to this game. And then again, after you're done playing the game, the last thing you want to do is go play or watch, NHL for a while, especially if you're on frustrated by it. So I appreciate everyone with the kind words. I think that interest in the game is at an all-time low. I'm looking at numbers, not just for myself, but everyone in the community from other YouTubers. This is the lowest it's ever been. And I would be concerned if it wasn't that content just improves and we're good. It's a very easy fix. It's a simple fix, not easy, but stream numbers from the entire directory are down, and maybe that forces change. I don't know, but I've been blessed that you guys have given me enough of your attention to allow me to keep doing what I'm doing. Anyways, just sharing a comment intended to assist the Hut community via your platform. While earning rewards via weekly chores absolutely gets in the way of playing the way we want, I've been able to knock out most chores in just 1 or 2 squad battle games and promptly get back to playing the way I want. I've accomplished this by saving up enough players from Team of the Week, game breakers, etc., to dress 1 to 2 forward lines and 1 to 2 defense lines. I have these lines saved, so when a new weekly chore comes out, I simply load into this line. So you can make new lineups, guys. If you go to the manage lineup screen, that's what he's referring to. I simply load in this line, bang out the chore on rookie squad battles, and within 1 or 2 games, I'm back to playing the way I want, having earned all the rewards. I've never created preset lines before. However, given the number of chores this year, this is a hugely helpful feature to complete chores in the fewest number of games. I also created a line for X Factor / Icon players that I want to use when time permits to chip away at the goals, considering you need 250 to earn the respective tokens. This is the way to do it, by the way, guys. So a lot of people say, like, what do I do with my Team of the Week collectibles? Obviously, wait until there's an 86 that you really want, or in the future, whatever one you want. But honestly, every once in a while, making one of the Team of the Week cards and then just holding it so that you can, like, use it, for those objectives. That's what I do, right? When game breakers come out, I do the tradable one, shooting my shot on the 86 or whatever they are. But if I get an 81, I just use it for objectives. So it is good to save them and then make a lineup. So 100% agree with Mike here. Bonjour, Sleeves. Do we expect a season 2 deep dive like we had for season 1? I don't expect anything from the content team. They have a history of doing a lot of good communication at launch of the game and then just foregoing it. It reminds me a lot of people that are really excited when they start to lose weight, and then that, like, Wednesday comes during the second week and they're like, oh, life is tough. Let's just, eat McDonald's. That's what it reminds me of. So is what it is. Last question. Bonjour from Quebec. Question about the cable you buy. Is it branded PlayStation? Is it a USB to USB-C or USB-C to USB-C thing? It is USB-C to USB-C, whatever the highest rated Amazon one is. That's it, boys. It's not PlayStation branded, but everyone that's on PlayStation 5 specifically should make this switch, okay? It is the thing that has limited latency the most. And again, for anyone that doesn't understand or know what latency is, play with USB-C to USB-C, and then play a Hut Champs run where you're just connected via Bluetooth, and you will realize that you've wasted so much money slamming your controllers off of your ceiling because you don't understand why you're losing, and you'll help yourself out just a little bit. That's going to do it Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. I will be back tomorrow with another Who Should You Choose? And again, come check out the live streams, guys. Come hang out, man. If you're at work all day, throw me up on your other monitor. That's what pretty much my entire audience does. Have a good one, guys.